Today na Monday, the last day of January, the 31st day of January 2022. Because Saturday now I say 2021. I no one care we go 1 year backward. But we want for lay na table the National Civil Registration Agency, the authority were responsible. Then launch the legal scrutinized document. Say, then your responsibility now for scrutinize all legal documents na salon. You there? You understand? National Civil Registration say now then don't launch the scrutinized legal documents. Let them they think first bar. It go make you wonder say, what's in a been them work? Or it look like say the mokofe be don't pass mark. So now they say all legal documents will be scrutinized. Birth certificate, death certificates, the one they pass through them. And they left and so no more now. And they open the eye like mountain fat foot param. Well, through Radio Democracy 98.1, let we listen how this launching will take place. Oh, you listen? You listen for understand. When you kaya, now for make you get an understanding and overstanding of things them way they happen as alone. And then they we there for Sarah Network, Tripoli. You know, no? Let's start.
The National Civil Registration Act 2016 give the National Civil Registration Authority the mandate for register all legal documents them of citizen and non-citizen of the country when a birth, death, marriage, and other one them.
Okay, Olande. And say now then get the power for register. Or you born, or you die, or you married, or you say you know I'm married again. Civil registration. Now they work. But now they don't put scrutinize. And they launch them back on top of the bargain. Don't continue.
But then they implement different strategy them. For see say they do the work them the proper way. For see can they work them what they don't do, make they don't launch the securitized legal identity document. What they go use for do the registration them. Mohammed Masakoe, the Director General for the National Civil Registration Authority, talk more about these.
Government in partnership with the development partners.
Listen, Mohammed Masakoe, when I at the head for the National Civil Registration, is a government of Sierra Leone within developing partners them. Pay attention. For say the developing partners then NBC will lack scrutiny, securitize, digitalize, all the one in there. Under the government with your own wisdom through the president, say you know it's a little consult with developing partners them. Now we can tell and say we want scrutinize, we want securitize, we want digitize all we legal documents them na salon. All right, government with developing partners them. Let they go.
UNICEF and WHO.
UNICEF, WHO, developing partners, UNFPA,
and other UN agencies will come together.
And other United Nations agencies, them now they all come together.
They and agree on the security features. We're in line with international practice.
Okay, security features we go there now. Now we legal documents them. Remember, born, die, married, and not married again.
And the United Nations guidelines for security documents like the certificates they already produce for make sure say once we don't produce and introduce the use of them, you know they go for counterfeiter, you know get.
Okay. So once this new digitize, this new scrutinize, securitize, documents, they say you know go fake again. No. You wear your birth certificate. Triple stop. I don't stop. Lord continue.
For forger, you know be able
He talk about fake. He talk about forge.
for do anything when a fraudulent act like where in the past anybody can pass a get birth certificate or death certificate.
Okay. He talk something. He said like where in the past anybody can pass and get birth certificate. Well, watch you all birth certificates now. Now wait. Let you go.
Or buy certificate or divorce certificate.
They say people like they buy certificates. Buy certificate, fake certificate, forge certificate. So now the reason behind this securitize, well scrutinize, digitize certificates now. Okay.
Certificate in a corner. It's not inside bag. It's on a corner. A producer. In this case now, this one not this so.
But witness the importance of this securitized legal identity document, Mohammed Masakwe, again.
The important of it is that we want to restore for a brand. You don't hear many your time.
Mohammed Masakwe say the head for the National Civil Registration, he say they try for rebrand. When be to say some man when I work out with fake certificate, don't go some side, don't go give salon bad name. Some man don't get forged certificate. If not the one for the born now, if not the one for the die now, well, yuki business take place. He says so that they don't give salon bad name. So they try for rebrand Sierra Leone. Salon is rebranding,
His Excellency, they talk about rebranding the image of this country.
A link to the president of Sierra Leone, where he don't talk about rebranding the image of Sierra Leone.
We have worked so hard as a government for make sure in many areas where in the past this country don't get bad name as international say.
I don't know who I learned this word from in Comping, the president and Mr. Masakroy. But the president first talk, I think they learned from her. For say in the past, the image, waiting in the talk about salon. Anyway, they try for rebrand salon. Without even saying rebranding, I think nobody should be frowning from digitized system. Rather than for go, where you go back and that, isabi, them now so the wall pack with files them we knock and so the kind dust where the commander force. The page then if you know wear gloves. Hello the go ya. If you know wear gloves so open I go check.
The international arena will correct that and now one of those areas have been the legal identity documents where they command of this country, where people that they present. One man they get different birth certificates, for instance.
Okay. I don't know if he gets proof, but he say one grain salon man they get different birth certificates them. One grain salon man. Alright.
They get 3-4 birth certificates.
They get 3-4 birth certificates and one salon man.
What they use for go university, other what they use for go college, the other what they use for go get visa, other way they apply for scholarship. All of those was with this system now. One man, one birth date, one birth certificate.
One man, one birth certificate with the new digitized system, the securitized system, well scrutinized. One man, one birth date. You cannot serve 2-3 birth dates based on who you want go, what you want for present. That's time Mr. Masakoi they tell we now.
You know, they ever get multiple birth dates in this country. Birth dates cannot be dynamic at all.
The day where you born, and one green day you the born, bo, how you go get nine talker, you say dynamic, yeah?
So the advantage there is restoring the dignity of legal identity.
Restoring the dignity of legal identity in Sierra Leone, going digital.
System in this country.
Mohammed Masakwe carry on call on Salon people them for ensure say they get legal identity documents.
A war we will fight, a war we must win. And
we dey fight a war with forgery. We dey fight a war with fake documents. We dey fight a war where we go win. And so Mr. Masakwe say.
Therefore, we ask everybody in this country, Serenian and foreigners within this country, where they get access to legal identity documents, for make sure say they are legal and make sure say they follow the right procedure for getter. And then any attempt for do something different from what in the law say, we'll go reprimand you and we'll go apprehend you, and the law will comprehensively take in course.
Okay. According to you, Mr. Masakoi, you talk say Bokuman get different birth dates based on what they want for do. And now they say the law go take in course. So with the one the way you see the fake, the forge, people in Kisidona corner and get certificate inside and bag with and they sell to other people them. What one I don't do for them one then day? On only now the law they can begin bets because on I don't launch the securitized, well scrutinized legal document system. All right.
When they talk, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Mohammed Sheikh Kago, say this don't help develop civil registration in the country.
Without an iota of doubt, Sierra Leone is making laudable progress in civil registration and identity management. Today, we are converged here to witness another epoch-making event in civil registration and identity management process in Sierra Leone.
As Naden gets the mandate for implement and monitor health policy that are the country, make the Director of Planning and Research and the Minister of Health, Dr. Francis Smart, don't call on Salon people them for go to deliver on hospital so they go able to register them, picking them.
Okay. So one advantage, they say when you born a hospital, you picking go able for register and get birth certificate. The hard to reach areas. Or we just focus na Freetown? All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we encourage the population, those who are at the age of the women of age of childbearing, to deliver in health facilities.
Then say you we don't reach the age for born picking. We ready for born picking. We get belly. Make you go now hospital. Make you go born day. Eh?
This is the gateway to ensure that you are entitled legally to health services.
Then say because now the road that one day where legally you go get good well body business. Now we go born now hospital.
Obviously, because you exit and we want to plan very well for our country, so we also equally encourage that people go to the facilities. If that is the end, let it end in the facilities, because we will report that to NCRA and we will be able to know that you are no longer on our plans.
Okay. So, it talk say, even if you go born, you know make them, then you able for make the NCRA know. See, this person come, you know make them. I believe say that's not our wish. We want everybody for go in. Eh? If una belle you go with our twin bidede we dey comot, make una all comot with well body. We know say the medical system na Sierra Leone Not correct, fine. But in a talk not to me say if you go there safe, you know make come. Then you able say you been go there, you know make come. Mohammed Kamade ask say, okay, now whose facilities then the people them for go? Well, the one the way that they tell them for go.
Inside im talk, the child protection specialist na UNICEF, Nasal Millicent Kebi, say they don dey work with NCRA for see say dem push birth and death go before na the country.
UNICEF partners with NCRA to ensure that birth registration is integrated into the civil registration and vital statistics system in the country. And we have been in this partnership for a long time. Birth registration is key because it's the first step to a person being identified as a human being, not just being a national of a particular country, but even being identified as a human being.
Nasal Millicent Kebi end up say UNICEF will continue their partnership with NCRA for help develop civil registration at the country. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mastan Soare the report.
We want to tell Mastan Soare thank you and Radio Democracy because not through them me and you able for listen to this. What's in you gather from NCRA, the National Civil Registration Agency, the authority we're responsible. Now they want to go digital. Which is good. But anyway, make a all and first make a count whose friend, make we waiting and get for we today. Welcome on board, whose friend. You get the platform, sir.
Thanks to all our listeners and viewers, and thanks to the source of the information, the Radio Democracy. We're able to just address this issue for CCA. All this what they do now under actually United Nations, their identity agenda, we all for try know that. And this is an agenda where we don't set up. We don't say what they say, they enshrine them. What's not this enshrine? They keep them, preserve them, protect them so that people don't go above them. Put and say, when this lawyer, now he will for follow. Why they for follow them? So that you go get a lot of things that will not beneficial things will go make people in life better in one way. We go no see this person here in a hospital, anything will happen to them, or somebody be married, or somebody may die. Then the outside bodies them where they can help, including the World Bank, then they go able to tap on the information that they use them. Then you see another body where they push this before. One of the International Organization for Migration. So you will find out, say, then all they want, then they look people, their movements, for no whether they move, in case something happen, they see you. But it has been something we don't begin from years back, but last year, I think October, they sit down on this. But the agenda, it come up from United Nations. So United Nations say, we will not get forget anything they allow not develop. And I don't think they will not get forget it. Let them walk between. Let the hospital information go to whether they pay tax, if you pass in a road traffic accident, or all these areas there, and then get for interrelate. So now for that, I see them bring UNDP, all those areas they will regard in terms of human life better one. But you find out that some of the things that they are bringing them in a way where there are things we can default. But the outside bodies below, they actually advise them. What you have to do? We have to try to get the digital system for work. That we have to able to get something where they building, where they get things there. So these are the things where they don't wait. Then the public, they forget awareness. The public is supposed to have awareness. So they find out that the public, their awareness, it be slow. Because the rural people, they're not they go to the hospital for do their bath and get the access for come to their things there. But because of sometimes the money they come and funds in the car, you find out say the best thing they would do when not try to do this here before they don't get one part. Now because they don't get a bit of fiber when they dip and dig they go, we don't know how far that will enhance the digital system, then they say then they build them up. Digitalization, they build up. So then find out there is a building where they don't build, where then they do all the things they are now, where therefore evolve this Interpol and all those things. But they come to identity so that they will able to know who are you in case you come out of the country, go other side, or in case help can the country for can help, let know where they go. So that is the main aim. But waiting salon for always a catch up, what they always direct them say, when I catch up the idea say, we want for transform am in the way we will able for help the people them. One, we will not get roads, we will not better roads for letting people access the health. Now we develop and they pan a small, and then with digital system, it dey, but it not improve. We now go able for help we more, we go expand them so that people then will get digital system in the village. Because when you talk about digital system, because it's digital, not a card no more, nothing like a biometric. So you go there, they put an input, when they born, picking the one get market information they. But the capacity been there, the work been there, but it not been rich with waiting the outside world they do. So all I love for see United Nations we don't sell this idea to we, and then the government will decide for buy them. But the one they were responsible now the national civil registration. Then we even get the other one, the one the national something, national civil registration. The act, of course, again, one of the civil registration vital statistics. These are the vital statistics who will they help them under this civil registration, because then they forget the statistics. Then that they work the statistics back then given to government. But it is to do with one operational standards. Now they get the problem. Then we get the procedure where they do and force. It been dead, but it not been they operate for go other side. Like how they say, once you go to hospital, you don't go register. If you go back in the hospital, say then click there, then go see all that man there is in medicine that we don't get because he get ID number where the inputs, like where they see the national insurance number or we have a national ID identification number. So it's up to how they get for look. Bringing it is good because when somebody travel after full life left now, then go able to identify. Person travel, it will cause problem. Then we able to know see a salon man. Now if you don't go travel, now go buy this passport or then we able to know because one, then they can't see the birth certificate. So person who can't just take a passport, you go begin work out time. Then when they can't track, you know, get no birth registration. Because if you go get a passport when you don't 30, see a salon person, you don't track. Then look at even the people who don't come pension to the day because of all this. There is no birth certificate for say, oh, grandpa. So this is what Interpol, they advise international migration from the idea of United Nations where they put say a standard where everybody get it right. And everybody get it right for them. And for them. Because the Act of United Nations is different from Union Government Act. Then you are, according to Article 6, the Universal Declaration of So they talk about how they try for implement them. But when you look in, they talk about fraud, which is good. Then they avoid. Plus, you know, go get identity theft because they find out identity theft. They don't they boku. But when they trade and they make in the form of a strict and more scrutinized one, like the scrutinized one. Now make the difference because I believe that time last 2017 I go work on Kigama Road. The channel we put that place near that just after behind you building. Then we can't put the Kigama Road Hospital for which they begin them. But I pay a visit there, I meet them the vaccinate or maculate them picking them. What I land then we get digital system where they register them. So when you want they can they just give them card and look at that system, then the whole one thing so they look. But it was not scrutinized, wherein it look, it not be able for work. Not only that thing would hold like the hand, and then the information stop. So you know what the information not able to transfer, wherein you go say you did a hospital, you go see say don't mark that beginning. That is what they are trying to develop now. But I'm not going to say that the first 10 days that they register picking the way they market. I know they say the first 10 days that they identify, but they are trying to scrutinize this so that they will be able to bring. But the question, that digitalization, for now, it could be the legality behind it now, how the digitalization and get outcome. Then go. Say that the villages now that they bring solar system, then they try for see if roads they go get for day aside them, so that they get for make the plan. Then write this plan here, then they sell them to them, then they buy something from this. Let not just say number one thing, I would look to the building and then they can't give it. Let them try put more things there to say, well, how we go reach the villages? How we go reach this? So that they go able. But when you look, then they talk about registering and dignity, and then they talk about the one they were at the village. Well, UNICEF from inside for talk about the children's part. What about the rural areas, like you mentioned? So that is the area they get for look at. What about the rural areas? Are they going to be effective? So that no just can't implement them tomorrow back. If they go no more, then they go for multiply, they go for improve, it go no more sometimes it stop at a point. Then when the donor partners they stop, that they will stop. But it's an idea of United Nations based on them United Nations agenda, one at the human rights, one at the right human rights something Article 7, and then we now would go with we own Registration Act of 2016. So we have responsibility for everybody for register. So you see, it's just a matter of them trying to know how they will able for avoid that forgery and how they will able for enhance for let it go. Because at the aim of this, for let it go work between all the organization, operational harmonization, like when they play music, all the sound, all man get your tone, but then they play in the way where the music will go fine. Wauna bass, wauna this. That is what then they try for tell them. For say, when I don't preserve them, when I don't protect them, una don't try for get respect for this law. Well, una for try put her now in practice. How una go put them? Una get forget the building. Una get forget the structures. Una get forget the education. Una get forget the public awareness. But the public awareness in that area of rural areas is what I need. Let them get for work on very hard, because when the public awareness not there, people are not going to know the value of them in the way we are in them able for go at the right place. Then the one them back one for go, they not go get chance for go or able for go. So then get for look at all this, because we need development. Another one they will be on the call for. But the hospital itself, not to only this, then get for look into where patients go there, therefore try let this here be a bigger pothole. Let them expand them only not to for children, not to only for whether they can birth certificate, not to only whether they born. Let them make a portal. When you go, you register, then the system back, then get system and hospital where they link with this. So that then yourself then get digital system where NCRA go they feed them with national identity number or whatever they call them. Or if now the hospital run for generate hospital number, then give the hospital number. But I don't know whose method they get for follow. Whether they get for go with hospital number or they get for go with the ID number. So that they can forget that interrelationship between all the organization there, so that identification will go able for know who that now the population. I mean, I will know the population ID. Would they know who that they come out? This international organization migration come for help. Then go know say, oh, certain people and then a salon, this particular country, and then check the ID, not them, then legal. But the only thing again, where they say, and that one day, now other topic for another, the Interpol, they have to be careful with Interpol, because then get the police and they don't bring something similar. But this is the Interpol, they get for watch how they go to deal with them, so they go know how information go the worker, who saw them for release, or who then they can do. Because again, tomorrow then when they put the leg, go catch them, because they do something, then go inside and they catch you and bring you. And that's all about it. But the idea is here, the good health, security of the country, and then the country in development. If somebody can for help, he go able for know who that they need for help without going to go begin the checkbook. He just they click, he get the information, then they do the statistics. Other than then they go begin to talk about other areas of registration. But this is the best registration where them before don't concentrate on, rather than doing something where he go do duplication, mathematics. But this is straightforward. As in they born you and they register you, then you will not register and try to go make a line. The guy they go say go get your ID card. This is the method them for don't just they go, you go back, you go your registration, you get them quick. But people have done it. But I don't know, the one we don't want. The question is, are they going to have this? But I believe, see, they are part of it. But the question again, when they try for answer, that money business. Even if it is digital, they are still going to give money. That is what they get for look into. If they want to raise revenue from them, let them find a way to find revenue, but let them make money for extort people them, because it's a United Nation. Now then they try for say, World Bank they say, UNDP they say, because now then they don't open doors to for let them go help them. So there is no way, but all una get for do when it can inside, una put them in a way where it go fit the people and purpose. That is the thing what I just want for add there. Thank you very much for getting the platform, and thanks for the good job what they do. But I only hope say they will look into all these things so that when they say forgery, they say fake, they say policies, they talk about picking, it's a matter of uniting and a matter of agendas and a matter of putting them in place and making them be felt by the people, and then it will produce something for una self where they work with them, and their self where they can work for una, where it be say, then they help una by advising. But una for sabi say na this una get for do, then just they can't recommend because they not see una don't ever do them. So that they usually be the question and then get for think for una, but we don't reach the point of thinking for we, let we self think more of how we go get benefits from this. Thank you very much again for giving me the platform. Let God help you leaders, as I already say, for getting knowledge and wisdom. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Usfriend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're most welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. That's Usfriend in your submission today. If you just join me, we talk about the digitized system for birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate, divorce certificate, and any other certificate we get for pass through the National Civil Registration Agency Authority. Now that's what they talk about. Well, make her open the phone line. Make we see if anybody self one for add to waiting we don't talk about. The phone line's open now. If you want to be part of the program. Alusign Berity they ask, he say, how can the authorities identify native Salone person? How the authorities go able to identify say this na true Salone person? Where it be say that person dey not to hospital lembonam, and they go need for issue am with birth certificate. Where it can come to then verification, now then hard to reach areas. Mostly we know say they can rely on the community leaders them, and then they can rely on based on waiting then sabi about them people lendy. So I don't know if that answer your question. Alusign. I don't know if that answer your question. But I will break down small some of the things them where they may talk that day of the launch. Well scrutinized, securitized legal identity document. The phone line open. You know, say when the internet smile for you for doing quick, eh? Okay. The NCRA say the NCRA boss, Mohamed Massakoy, he say the launch of this securitized legal identity document now a huge step in the furtherance for execute with legal mandate of National Civil Registration Authority. Because the your mandate, now for register vital events them and for issue legal identity credential or document as well. So I make then they talk about this. We know just like as whose friend self had for say the United Nations self and mix day then self be tell we and then say then define legal identity as the basic characteristics of an individual in identity. Basic characteristics of an individual in identity. United Nations. Most of the time, what you can talk now, just the basic. Just the basic. And I want for the basic thing there. We will not digitize. I need to use flag whistle. Eh? They say all them fake one day. And see some man they get past almost about dates there. Them born on today, them born on next month, them born on different dates them. But now, they try for tell we say anybody they catch pan you key business par then document there. The law go bet you. Now I make a ask say, so na blind eye will be done the turn trade, or it be done tell like say this is how it works. Eh? But anyway, you don't know now. You don't know. And in the next 5 minutes, we will close the phone line. Looking at the screen at the green section there. The numbers then did it. If you have to ask waiting at the number, comment. And we will tell you the number. But looking at the green section. If no calls, the next 5 minutes, we go left here and come back tomorrow when the internet allow we. Eh? NCRA and self done launch. Mohamed Kabara MLKC, he said, well, if this one work fine, we not go need forget census. Well, I want for differ on that area there, Mohammed, because you know say migration, internal migration they take place. People they move around east, west, north, and south. So if census they try for capture the number of people them within a certain district, certain chiefdom, certain community, then even though new Peking born today they register the mama. Well, something how the belly be done big. Now make it be transfer kayanda. When the time we don't reach for born. So we born done, you have to go back to Psychomot and go men in Peking. Maybe in a different size because you have to get help with the baby under. Something like firstborn. You see why they give you the different scenario there? Eh? So I think the census will still get for all, even if this work fine. And we hope say it work fine. Eh? Then no be say no more a left pen and paper. Say but United Nations, then self go no say we don't launch. Also. UNICEF, the UN General Assembly, and then provide the support to NCRA. It say include but not limited to the development and the production of the securitized legal identity document. All right. Can't wait for we get a system more all able for check as long as you get good internet. Yeah? Wait for that one day. Because if you're not for launch June, well, then good at that. But for launch and not actually launch. Abubakar said actually, he said what too? But do you the old birth certificate? How they get for handle that one day? Well, okay. Then go need for put on the system. Some people then go get work so. Some people then go get work. Then go put on. Well, now we go end today on. I want to say thanks to Usman for being a part. We're there. Anna Salon. We wish NCRA all the best. We hope see this work. But please, the hard to reach areas them. Una focus there. Una focus there. Because some of the word they will hear, let no be seen no man free tongue una focus pa. But I don't be say he angry. So when they launch, let them remember. Hey. We go there back tomorrow. As the internet permits us. We are always ready. You see all the donation drive. Where is our Network Charity Foundation then they do? Where they do your own bits. Yeah? Okay. We'll go there back tomorrow. So we meet again tomorrow. Three policy. Tata.